The Burns family circle of trust is bigger than me, you, or any of us. And once you're out, you ain't getting back in. I should know. I was in the Burns family circle of trust once. Now look at me. So join us as we talk about the movie Meet the Parents.
Welcome back to another episode of the Soundscape Sessions. I am Travis, joined once again by my co-host Adam.
Travis,
Yes.
I'm a patient man, right?
Yes.
So 19 months in the Japanese prison camp will do to you.
Vietnamese
prison camp will do to you. But if you try and corrupt my firstborn podcast, I will take you down.
I will take you down to Chinatown.
To Chinatown, even.
That's decent.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna go with something like, Travis. I had to take a little visit to the podcast ferry.
No. I saw it, and then right when I saw it, I was like, "Yep, yeah, I can use that." And then I almost lost it because I keep forgetting I have to use my phone to record.
Yes.
So I'm just like, "Oh, it's okay. I'll read it." And oh no. You got to use your brain.
Did you ask? Is that what you asked the wizard for?
Funny guy. I would ask for a brain or a heart. Would you ask for a brain or a heart or courage if you had a choice, or to go home?
Probably to go
home, right? Yeah. I'd want to get the hell out of there.
I like to feel I have a heart and a brain and I have courage. So yeah, I'd like to go home, please.
It takes courage to watch this movie because my nerves are shot.
It is, yeah.
My anxiety is just through the roof.
Today we were talking about the movie Meet the Parents.
Kevin, your old boyfriend?
Thanks, Dad.
Well, yeah, Kevin was Pam's fiancé.
Oh!
It came out in October 6, 2000, which and it was directed by Jay Roach, who also did the Austin Power movies.
Yeah, baby! Yeah.
Okay.
So, he's just a very good comedy director.
Mm-hmm.
But, this movie is like, it's pretty crazy just because I think this might be my favorite Ben Stiller role.
Okay.
I don't know if it's my favorite Ben Stiller movie. Because is there a difference? Just like...
Well, your favorite Ben Stiller role.
My favorite Ben Stiller role, I think has to be Gaylord Focker, but like just in Meet the Parents.
Your favorite Ben Stiller role is Gaylord Focker over fucking Tony Perkins?
Yes, because Tony Perkins is a piece of shit, and I actually like Greg.
Yeah, but like if his character's supposed to be a piece of shit and he's being like the best at what he can be, then like that would.
I get what you're saying, but it's not my favorite.
If we're talking about like good. Like Ben Stiller, I don't think I've seen enough movies of Ben Stiller where he's a good guy. I guess I've seen him a lot of movies where he's a bad guy. Dodgeball is a bad guy.
Joni loves Chachi!
Yeah, that's true.
He's a bad guy.
No, I think I like a reason I think I actually like this as my favorite role by him is because this is in 2000. 2 years prior to this, he had Something About Mary.
Mm-hmm.
There's Something About Mary.
That's also
which kind of really jump started his career.
Mm-hmm.
But this is 2000. He's not like the titan.
No, not yet.
In the industry that he is today.
Yeah, his Zoolander fame and stuff like that.
Exactly, like Zoolander hasn't even come around yet, right? So for me, I think this is the role that really, really cemented him into being a really good comedic actor and a box office draw as well.
Didn't he also write this or help write it, or maybe?
I don't believe so, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah, either way, like he takes it like a champ. This whole movie,
he's great in it. And the chemistry between him and De Niro,
perfect,
is incredible.
Okay, unless you want some privacy.
Why would I need privacy?
No, I didn't think you would.
Okay, let's head out.
Oh, good.
Yeah, well, I mean, as I always do, I got a little more about that on my fact corner. But I genuinely like. I as a kid, I was telling you earlier. As a kid, I don't remember liking this movie a lot. My brothers really did, but I don't think it's just because like that. I guess cringe comedy wasn't as prominent as it is now. And this movie is very fucking cringy. Like
very.
There's a saying of like You know, and like, Hey Arnold is like, it's all right. How bad can it get? And inevitably, like, it gets so
worse.
much worse. Like this, that's like the movie should be called How Bad Can It Get? ...
Meet the
It
parents.
gets worse. Meet the parents. Like every single time this movie can double down on itself, it does. And you're just like, well, it can't get any worse than that. And this is like, nope, fire. Nope, cat.
Yeah,
Nope,
right?
fucking volleyball to the sister right before the wedding. Nope, septic tank. Nope, fucking your name is Gaylord. Nope, your fucking luggage is shit. Nope. There's so many fucking things. There's so, your fiance was banging a dude and it was only physical, and it was only physical, but that just means you were just banging, so that doesn't help that you said that at all. It makes it worse even. Like, oh man, poor Greg.
Yeah, he's not having a good weekend at all.
But he takes it, like, he holds it together very, very, very well.
until the end. Yeah, he breaks a little bit, but and ultimately
like the next night.
Like, I mean, he even says, like, I want to try to respect your dad's rules. Like,
Yeah, he really, like, wants to put in a proper effort. He's just impossible to please, this man.
I mean, he's
right?
pretty hard to please. I don't know if I would want him as my father-in-law.
Yeah, no. Also, the sister's husband, whether he's a doctor or whatever, seems like a total doucher. Like, just a douchebag. Like,
You mean, call me Bob?
yeah,
MD.
You call me Bob. MD.
Like the other guy who cut that out.
Oh,
or whatever,
Larry,
like that,
the famous plastic surgeon.
that guy's
I
cool.
can't remember his last name, but he's just
Yeah.
like, cut that out.
Oh, now cut that out.
Yeah.
I wish I had a fucking like a famous like
What
or
would your
not like a
catchphrase be?
yeah. I have no idea.
I know there's a wheelchair joke
There's
in here,
gotta
but
be
I'm not
somewhere,
going to
right?
say it because I got
Hey,
nothing.
Wheel me out. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, my tubes don't work. Like they fucking always do. Get your shit together.
Like they always do.
Like they always don't. Sorry.
The male nurse joke has definitely not aged well.
No, definitely not. As a man who works in a hospital, there are plenty of men who are nurses and crush it.
I never really got it, even back in the day, just because I have had my fair share of being in the hospital when I was younger. And I had male nurses a lot in sick kids, and they were awesome. But I also like nursing staff of any kind. Like, the job they do is super, super hard. And to be like, oh, you're a dude. Like, it's just like, dude, you know how hard this shit is? Like, this shit is like, it's
totally not a real thing now. That's like
no,
a complete
and it
thing.
shouldn't be, man. That's such a
It's
stupid
like things
stigma.
like that. It's like, okay, yo, if you're like a secretary or if you're like a midwife, I mean, I guess midwife makes sense. But like, you know, like if you're just something like that, they're like the stigma back then of like from the 1900s to like the 1960s of just what things should be, gender roles and shit. So it is unfortunate. Also, speaking of gender roles, how like Robert De Niro is coveting his daughter like it's his property.
Well, yeah, let's
And,
talk about
like,
that a little bit because
while we're on the hard-hitting subjects here, when it's just me and you, we hit the subjects pretty hard.
He's I assume like a fucking card-carrying Republican.
It would seem that way based on his actions.
He's
and
very obviously old school. I believe they're like Protestant or Catholic or
something
Christian or
of that
something
nature.
like something of that nature. Whereas Greg's Jewish.
Yeah.
But just the whole, you know, how he portrays himself when he says, like, you know, I'm a realist. Like, I realize you probably had premarital sex with my daughter, but
I'm a realist. I understand it's the 21st century, and you've probably had premarital relations with my daughter. But under our roof, it's my way or the Long Island Expressway. Is that understood?
Of course. Yeah.
Good. Keep your snake in its cage for 72 hours. Okay.
But
And if he ended
you're
it
right,
there, I
keep
would have
snake
been
in your
like,
cage
cool.
for 72 hours.
And then keep the snake in the cage. It's just like, man, we didn't even have drinks tonight. You can't be talking to me like that.
Yeah, it's just brutal.
I don't know you like that.
And just the whole having to like ask to marry, like
Yeah,
it just
Travis
reminds
not
me
a
of
fan.
like these old school like rules where it's like women can't actually be themselves and they have to like ask
they
their
have
father
to.
for
They don't
permission.
like back in a day when women were considered like, I guess, like not as intelligent.
Well, I mean, that shit's like
so they can't make
it's
rational
so old
decisions.
And
So
foreign
a man
and
has.
stupid.
That's so crazy, dude. It's so wild to think that like that was a normal like thing back then.
Yeah,
and
no,
that like
it's
now
whack.
we're living in a day and age where like if somebody were to come into our world with that shit, they would be like singled out and
Yeah.
looked at like crazy. Where if
I mean,
perspective.
whatever. It's like I'm not saying you're crazy. I'm just saying it's not.
This is very old school.
Yeah, it's just very old school, and
I would if I would you do it if you're like if you were like with somebody and they asked.
I
would
don't
do
think
it
I
out-
would ever be with a girl
Yeah.
who actually was that old school. And I actually have a story on that because I wanted to ask you if you've had any like awkward like meet the parents type situations. And I've actually had one. I was like 19, and I'm obviously not gonna fucking name names, but I was dating this girl at the time, and I met her dad. And
She was a female at the time.
and her dad.
I'm kidding.
And her dad, like, said some really weird shit to me, and it made me like want to like
no.
not really go and date her anymore.
I wonder if she knew about that.
I have no idea. I didn't really
She'd
tell
probably
her.
be very upset. With
Yeah,
him.
no, because we were both like 19, right? So like,
Yeah, dude,
you're
come
an
on
adult.
now. 19 is still young, but still 19.
Yeah, but like, no, it was just I remember like what he said to me was, "What are you guys doing tonight?"
Creepy.
And I was like, I don't know, we might go see a movie or go to the drive-in or something like that. And he was like, oh, well, that's not happening. And I was like, why? And he was just like, well, she's not allowed to like go to the drive-in with a boy. And I was like, a boy?
Can she go to the drive-in with you?
We're like 19, like we're
Yeah,
fucking adults.
dude, that's
but
wild.
I didn't say that. I was like, oh, okay.
19 in
And
Canada,
then he was
too.
like,
That
if
means
you
you can
want to go
drink.
see a movie, you can just go to the theater. And I was just like, okay. And then like, yeah, after that I was like, okay, that was like super, super weird.
So the theater is okay, but not the drive-in.
Because you're alone in a vehicle, like,
I'm alone in a theater, and it's dark.
I'm alone in a theater.
It's dark as shit in the theater. There's plenty of shenanigans that can be done in the theater, believe me. But that's funny. That's too bad.
Yeah, you know what? Whatever. Like it was
Yeah.
for the best, anyways. And then it was like a year later, I ended up moving to Mississauga anyway, so wouldn't have worked out anyway.
Yeah, I'm really not to toot my own
Not
horn,
to toot me own horn.
but like I love that's one of my favorite things about anytime I'm in a new relationship is meeting the parents of the other family, because I'm always just
man.
like I will ignore the girl I'm dating all night to fucking make her parents love me. Like I won't even fucking look at her all night as long as like her parents love me, and then afterwards I'll be like, look, I had to do this.
Yeah.
'Cause it means something to me. I never looked at it as like a thing, as like a dreaded thing, like, oh my god, what if they're gonna like me or not? Like I came to realize a long time ago that I am going to be who I am, whether I fight it or not.
Yeah.
Whatever you say I am.
So I might as well just be who I am all the time. And at least that way I can weed out people who can't deal with the fact that I talk all the time and shit, or that I have a lisp, or that I'm very
You do talk a lot.
Yeah, but I am very good
But you're in the
looking.
right job for it now.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, we might as well do that, right? But yeah, no, I always got lucky with, and I also got lucky too with girls I've dated too, because the parents were always just super, super nice anyway, right? But
Yeah, no,
not all of us
I've
can have
yeah.
the gift of the gab and
Yeah.
the looks and the, everything like Adam can,
Yeah. I don't think he liked me right off the bat because
No?
I knew they were very religious.
Okay.
And I knew he knew I was in a band.
Did you
and
show up in a fucking Harley Davidson or something?
No.
Like with a fucking
No.
tattoo? Like,
No, I just
here
yeah,
to pick up your daughter.
We're all going to the clubhouse.
Go to the club.
She gonna meet the boys.
Yeah. She's 19. She can drink, right?
Oh God.
He might have respected you more if you did that.
So when Greg first meets Bobby,
Yeah.
sorry, Denny.
Hey, hi. What the hell are you doing in here? I'm Greg, Pam's friend. She.
What? Were you just sniffing my boxers, dude?
Denny.
It
It should be Bobby, though.
I have been watching this movie since I want to say 2000.
Forever.
I
Yeah.
literally love this movie.
Had it on VHS.
And, oh yes, hell yeah.
Definitely was on the shelf.
Yeah, and so when I first watched the scene, I didn't fucking get it like at all. I thought Bobby was like, I had no idea what Bobby was doing.
Yeah, you had to watch a scary movie to find out what Bobby was doing.
I thought he was looking for another window to climb in, looking for Sydney.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, gee.
And I thought that Robert De Niro was the fucking dad.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say,
Daddy's
like,
head is stuck.
when I was watching this movie, I was just like, that actor gets a lot of roles where he's like walking in through windows and shit.
It's true.
That's hilarious. I've only seen him in 2 movies.
But
That
yeah,
one and this one.
never got that. But then when I started, because I've been watching it since it came out, so fucking as you grew up and you started smoking weed, then that scene hit so much more because I was like, oh my God, I've been there so many times where I just smoke weed and I go into my room and I'm just like,
Yeah.
the Axe body spray.
You scare me.
There's always like a way to like clean it up, but like it's really hard to mask that smell. But like also just that kid like seems like he's got a
like
pretty
pouring
wicked
eye
room.
drops.
Yeah, he had a really good routine and stuff, and he just like seemed like such a prick from the get go.
He does.
And like he totally set Gaylord Focker up bad.
I'm
But
happy to help you up.
yeah. Oh, dude, like I mean, because obviously you're not gonna trust your son, but obviously
Well, okay, so
and he never gets caught for it.
And
That son
this
gets away
is-
with the entire
yeah.
movie. He never gets into shit once. That son.
this is the one thing that pisses me off about this movie.
And the
is
driving scene.
The driving scene. No, I mean that's just a stunt, man. That's just funny. No,
Fucking funny.
is Denny like fucking Robert De Niro 100% knows that Jack knows that Greg doesn't have his luggage and doesn't have any clothes or anything like that. It's been discussed multiple fucking times.
Yeah.
So
Even his uncomfortableness wearing somebody else's
and
clothes.
you also see him leave the house in Denny's clothes with Denny's jacket, and then you see Denny taking a pipe out of Denny's jacket, and you believe Denny and not fucking like, and you're supposed to be a human fucking lie detector. I'm no human lie detector.
He wasn't touching him.
I could totally tell that Denny was fucking lying.
I think it only works when you're touching him.
Yeah.
It's like when if I was a jumper, the only way you could teleport too is if I was like holding your hand
Oh
and stuff.
yeah,
And then
that's how it works.
then we
It's on
could
the
both
same
teleport.
line as that, eh? That is shit.
Nobody's a human lie detector test. Fuck you. I've played fucking LA Noir plenty
yeah,
of times.
you said that on another podcast already.
Okay, yeah, when I 100% like perfect score. I didn't platinum it, but every time. Why? Because it's really obvious to tell when somebody's fucking lying.
Because I gotta.
Because I'm incredible at detecting people when they're lying, being a liar myself.
you little.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah, I've been called everything, man. I've been called everything.
So fucking. Yeah, no. I just think that's a little weird.
It is.
and
No,
I don't like
when you
it.
think about it, you're right. It is kind of a. It is his son. It's hard for like fathers, I guess, to like see their son in any negative, light or whatever. But
yeah, but you're
no, yeah,
a
no,
CIA
it's stupid.
man,
I get
like,
it.
you
No,
know.
where's your discipline?
I fucking love Owen Wilson as Kevin. Like
Perfect
he's
cameo.
so funny in it, and he's just like so obnoxious without realizing it. Like, you know what I mean?
He's perfect at like.
Oh, he's so good at that role.
It's it reminds me of Jonah Hill in This Is the End. How he's killing you with kindness.
Yes.
Like,
holy
he's
shit,
so
that's
good
actually
at,
like a really good point.
Really good at like fucking just like saying something really nice, but it sounds like you're saying go fuck yourself.
Right? Exactly.
Like, no, let me help you with that. That doesn't sound nice,
By the way, she had just nice things to say about you. Really? Oh, yeah, she's a tomcat.
Dude, so bad.
Let me hook you with some shorts, Gregor.
Okay, I swear this is all just a tactic to humiliate like Greg at that point, dude. There's no way in hell that you have that much money
and
you have a fucking altar that you can build out of a tree that probably didn't want to get cut down. Yeah, I like trees. I'm a tree hugger.
I love when she's just like,
save the trees, but like you fucking.
How long
dude.
did it take you to make this? About 72 hours.
About 70 hours. Which isn't bad considering I carved it all by hand from one piece of wood.
That's
Or just with
arch
the,
and everything.
I saw this golden retriever the other day and had this little game. It made me feel terrible. I wish there's something I could do.
There's nothing I can do, you know. I didn't do anything,
Right.
But
well, you know, I get paid.
I get paid, so
you know, but it feels good. So you know, everybody wins.
I always, as a kid, even today, I always avoided looking at the scene where he spikes the sister.
Oh yeah, I noticed that.
And it's funny because like you'd think that she would have like a bandage and a bruised up nose because she's like her nose starts bleeding and stuff.
Yeah,
but it's her
but
eye.
if it hit her like right here.
Yeah, but like her nose is like completely fine. Her eye is devastated. That eye is
fucking
like that eye was at like half mast like the whole time.
You gotta spike those, fucker.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's like everything
yeah.
he tries to do. So Burn, like, you know, Jack's like, you gotta
Can't
spike those, fucker.
No.
And then he just like does it, and then. Fucking smashes the girl in the face.
There's even parts when Pam doesn't help when he's just like, oh, like Greg hates cats. And just like,
yeah,
bam.
And then
like,
I mean,
why did you say that? Even when we were watching it, you were just like, see that? And I was like, yeah, that was not good.
I don't like when she like. How does she forget to tell him that? Oh yeah, by the way, Kevin, my ex fucking fiance, is the best man. So
yeah,
there's no way you forgot to tell him.
I mean, yeah. It's crazy how that works. Like, that would be really, really awkward. Just, like, mosey on in on, like, an ex-girlfriend.
But he handles it very well until the spike.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I say, like, honestly and truly, like, Pam is not that bad at all. Like,
no.
She, like, fucking, she sticks by him pretty much the whole thing. And then the only reason why she kind of loses it at the end is because he did tell a shitload of lies.
It all came out at once. Her
and it
whole
all came out at once.
family was there. Her house was fucking ruined. Like, everything, man.
And then she kind of started doubting the MCATs, but then immediately she's just like, no, I'm making the wrong decision. And she calls him and she says, I love you. Just call me when she gets home. So, like, Pam is not a bad girlfriend.
No,
at
Pam's
all.
Pam's
I
a
think
keeper.
She's great. Yeah.
Pam's 100% a keeper. I just.
That's just a big fuck up. It's a big fuck up for a girl like
Pam. That's a big fuck up. If you
to
could
forget to tell him.
If you could put that clip in, that would be amazing. But yeah, no, it is really unfortunate. But I guess it also kickstarts like the final act and stuff. Which this movie, like I said, never really cared for it as a kid. Growing up, I can respect it. I'm just like not really into like the cringe stuff. But like this movie's like hilarious. But this movie, even when it gets to like kickstart to the final act, and then you just see him in his little like underground shelter fucking office thing, and he's just like, I gotta find a thing, Gaylord Focker, and you're just like, oh, he's gonna get him. We're gonna resolve this bitch. Like even I was just like, I know it happens, but I'm still stoked because it's just like, it's
last name Focker, last name Foxtrot,
Oscar, X-ray. Oh no, there's no. Wait a minute. Foxtrot, Oscar, Charlie,
X-ray, he goes. That's
Kilo,
amazing. Oh shit.
Echo, and then whatever R is.
Speaking of the the ending setup and all this shit, like another thing that kind of bugs me, but I guess like watching it today, I really paid attention because another thing that's always kind of bugged me is the thing with the cat. Like, yeah, Jack knows that like he lied.
Yeah.
And the cat that is at home is an imposter, and it's not Jinx.
Imposter Jinx.
But every time I've watched this before, I swear that like soon as he picks up the cat, like he's just like, you spray painted. It's just like, how the hell did you go right for that? But watching it today, he kind of does pick up Jinx and hold him a little bit.
Right.
And spray paint smells, so you definitely would smell the paint.
He's suspicious right till like he like picks
that
the
is
cat
a
up.
Fucking fucked up thing to do.
Yeah. That's animal cruelty, babe.
I mean, it's
Go
just
to jail, babe.
Like, yeah, that's just like
can't be spray painting cats.
This is the desperate man at the end of his pitiful rope.
Desperate man at the end of his pitiful rope. I would have gave it up maybe lunchtime day 2.
Mm-hmm.
But like after like okay, like right after the jinx, the fire, everything like that,
Yeah.
I would right away be like,
Oh,
I was smoking a cigarette, man. I've been stressed. I fucked up. I'm sorry. I'm just telling it all straight right now. If you want to kick me out, but like I need to get this off my chest.
yeah.
But he's a gambling man.
I
Greg
kind of
is a
see.
gambler.
Yeah, I kind of see like fucking Jack's point, just because.
I would have given up at the urn and been like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll get out of here then.
I probably would have ducked it there. Just
The urn was pretty bad. Like after that, it's just like, how can I stay in this? Also, I'm probably fucking haunted now, for life. I'm reading the Demonologist, so I'm all about ghosts now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no more Moby Dick or Wizard of Oz for a bit.
The scene when he gets to the airport too, like we were fucking laughing our ass off about that.
Dude, she's
just like,
typing away.
or that girl, and then the other girl too, just like we're only boarding.
Oh, she's even worse.
We're only boarding rows 9 and up right now, sir.
Step aside, sir. Thank you for waiting. We'd like to continue boarding the aircraft now. We're now boarding all rows, please. All remaining rows. Hello.
They really have an interesting way of like depicting people's jobs at work, because like maybe not so much the nurses, but like man, they really made it seem like everybody at airports are incompetent, rude.
Oh, 100%.
I haven't, thankfully, I've been on a bunch of flights in my life, but like not enough to like have a bad experience or remember a bad experience. I always remember them being really nice.
I like the one girl where she's just like, because this would have been my answer, when he's just like, yeah, you lost my bag, and she's like, I didn't lose your anything, sir. Like, I just fucking work here. So it's like,
that's exactly the right answer to say too, because it's just a fact,
right?
But like that, I mean, you need to understand that somebody's gonna be irate, like, you know,
right.
If you ever lost a bag, I feel as though like you forever, for the rest of your flying career, are like done checking bags.
Yeah, no, you're
like, unless you're like in a private shit
yeah.
or whatever, you're like, okay, I'll bring 2 big bags and I'll stow one, carry one. I'm not checking nothing.
No, I wouldn't check bags. Fuck that.
And also, do they still check animals?
I mean, they have to. Like, there's gonna be.
Yeah,
something.
well, I mean, you're allowed to have like those animals, like
yeah, you can have a service
or whatever
yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
But other than that, you have to keep them under the plane. And I hear that they, you know, it's not. I don't want any animals getting spray painted, fucking under no planes, nothing. I really, really fucking fuck with cats, and we're gonna get into it in my fat corner
facts.
eventually. But
yeah, I mean, we can. We could dive into it right now if you want to.
Oh no! Well, do you have anything else to say about the movie?
Not too much. Like, I mean, it's pretty. I like.
It's
this
a cut
movie.
and cut and dry. Like
This
movie does exactly what it's trying to do, which
Absolutely.
is make you feel fucking like
awkward.
Like, yeah, that moment that you hate, like that moment in conversation that you hate, that you wish you could be anywhere else in the entire fucking world, but that's this whole entire movie.
Yeah, this movie does like a really good job of like, you know, that feeling in the pit of your stomach that you have right before you meet your in-laws or your like girlfriend's parents.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what it feels like watching this movie.
The thing of this story might have been like one of those like, okay, you may have had bad in-laws, but this is as bad. Like,
as
I bet they're
be.
not as bad as these in-laws. So you're just like, hey, at least it's not Robert De Niro, you know?
Hey, you know. Right?
I can't do it. I can't.
Well, it was a terrible thing.
I can't do it. I can't do Robert De Niro. I'm not. Yeah, it's something like that. I can't do it. But either way. Yeah, roll my.
I'll roll it.
Roll my thing, and then we'll fact it up.
We interrupt our program. Bring you this important message.
So what you got for me today, big boy?
I have facts, Travis.
You got facts, eh?
I have facts for everyone.
I got facts.
Like I said,
they're multiplying.
And they're blue. Yeah. Ever since we switched to the all video format, minus the Trailer Park Thursdays, go listen to those on Spotify and Apple Music and all that stuff. I've had to kind of cut down on my facts because of time, which is okay anyway because it got get a little stale, so I get the best ones. Unfortunately, most of them are about cats.
This guy loves
Full
cats.
disclosure, I really, really love cats. But to start off, the MPAA wouldn't let them use the name Focker unless filmmakers could actually find someone with that name. And they did.
Nice.
Also, factception over here. Focker was Jim Carrey's joke. He was going to play the lead, but instead only contributed some jokes to the writing team. This guy shows up and just hands over the funniest joke of the fucking movie, and then just
what joke?
Gaylord Focker.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like you actually had a joke that
No.
he wrote.
That was that's a Canadian boy Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I think they know who
joke.
Jim Carrey
What a
is.
fucking legend, right? Jim Carrey could have played this role. Also, second choice after Robert De Niro to play Jack was Chris Walken. Give me Wedding Crasher vibes. And also Naomi Watts was to play Pam. So the movie knew like they were ready. Like this movie was very, very ready for everything. Robert De Niro came up with the idea for the lie detector test while researching the role. At that point, there was no lie detector scene in it, and then it became like the main joke and like
Isn't that funny? Fuck,
picture of the thing.
Relax. The needles are jumping. Have you ever watched pornographic videos?
Classic Robert De Niro method acting. Researching his joke. Was it undercooked? Ooh.
It was rare for my taste.
Travis, I'm just kidding. Have you ever watched porn?
Right?
Like, so brutal. Ben Stiller hated his clothes on set. It was a tactic to keep Ben Stiller as uncomfortable as possible. In contrast, Robert De Niro was always wearing soft clothing to counter his tough guy personality.
Nice.
That's why I'm wearing one of my many cardigans that I love to wear.
Hey.
I tried to,
Hey,
I'm Italian. What are you going to do? Half Italian. Jay Roach essentially wanted the whole movie to feel like an anxiety dream for Greg.
Okay.
And I just find this funny. Greg's airplane rant scene was cut when this movie was shown on airplanes because he said his bomb.
Wow. Okay.
So, fun fact: if you have
so
an
I guess he
airplane
just
scene
shows
like
up
that,
in security or whatever.
Exactly.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, they just cut the whole thing, I guess. So as we mentioned in the Hocus Pocus episode, these movies always use more than one animal. So there's a backup Jinxie cat. One of them was more loved than the other, but I guess we'll get into that in a bit. Their names were Bailey and Misha.
Okay.
And at all times on set, there were 2 trainers and a veterinarian.
Nice.
Like I said, they knew what they were doing in this movie. Jinx is also a Himalayan cat, which are apparently extremely hard to train. Fun fact about cats, they're all fucking hard to train. Dumb fact. But anyway, the crew begged Jay Roach to pick a different cat, but he liked the Himalayan cat's look, so no shit, they're fucking beautiful. And my favorite fact that I like to say for the end, it's both a Robert De Niro fact and a cat fact. So I'm a cat guy. How could I not make this my favorite facts? I wrote that down. Robert De Niro apparently developed a great relationship with Jinxie Cat. He would play with it in between scenes and even was planning on training the cat before method actor, before shooting, but he realized it would take several months. So instead, he kept some kibble in his pockets, which kept the animal super cooperative.
Nice.
He also actively tried to get Jinxie Cat more scenes.
Nice.
And so that kind of made me think, like, side note, I'd be so pissed if I had, like, a dream scenario where I was, like, acting with Robert De Niro and I was getting fucking upstaged by a cat because it's a cat.
It's a cat.
I'd be pretty pissed off at that. But pretty tame fun fact corner today, but mainly because I'm so anxiety-ridden by all of the horrible things that I'm not a hypochondriac, but this movie makes me want to be one.
I get that.
Because it makes me think of all the things like that could happen that are bad. And they don't go bad every day, but they could. So stay on your toes. I'm watching you.
I'm watching
and
you.
I'm watching you.
I'm watching you.
You know what I'm saying?
That just always reminds me of the fucking Neighbors scene with Dave Franco, right?
Yeah, I know. I'll meet the parents, Focker.
You upsetting Jinxie Cat.
I'm watching. Yeah, you're upsetting Jinxie Cat. Yeah, I'm a taxi driver, Focker.
Yeah, well, we had
taxi driver Focker.
I want to thank our own little Jinxie cat for hanging in
he'll,
here. Jinxie dog.
He'll technically be here.
Yeah, Jinxie dog.
Yeah, Jinxie dog right there for now.
But yeah, no, Jaxie filling in for us since we didn't have a guest.
we'll get when we're gonna be back to the 3-man format soon enough. So
we were gonna get him to have some thoughts, but he's very deep in thought. So
he had a hard day. Travis was editing all day. I went to work and then got my facts and then came here. And Jackson's been just. What have you been doing? Anyway. He's a beautiful mascot of the Soundscape Sessions. He's been a part of every episode.
Absolutely, he has. Yeah, he hasn't missed a one. Mm-hmm. If you're listening on YouTube, press that subscribe button. If you're listening to us on Spotify, then follow us and leave comments. Talk to us. Yeah. Give us input on future episodes or
suggest a movies
that you guys want to hear us do. We would love to do a movie that you guys
within reason. Don't be a dick.
Yeah, you know. I don't want to do the Human Centipede.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna do that. I already made a clip about that. I covered it. Don't worry. We don't got to do. I covered all 3. Nice try. You got to wake up pretty early. I know there's 3. Check out the clip. We're not doing it.
And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.
I was going to say this is where you say peace out. Adios.